Hi everybody, Lizzie from My Ambitious Art here. Thanks for joining me. Today's project is going to be a very giant mushroom out of these two big cedar cuts that I have. And I'm going to be using the chainsaw. And I'm going to be attaching a solar powered LED fairy light strip. And the solar power will go on the top of the cap of the mushroom. And I have to drill through to get the wire through, and it's going to be lighting the underside of the cap. So it'll be a nice little listen to me, a nice little lighting feature for my yard. So let's get started. I have the base pretty much all nice and smooth and rounded on the top, and I think I'm going to put this one aside and start working on the cap. Okay, so you can see where my base is going to go, and I'm going to do the bottom first because it's flat. And if I turn it upside down after I do the top of the cap, I won't be able to stabilize it. So I'm going to do the bottom first, and then I'll flip it and do the top. And I've got to just draw a circle where I want this to go. So I'm using this ball grinder to do the hole in the center just to get it more even, because I don't have the control for the chainsaw. I'm too old for that. So I'll just keep going. Well, I got the hole done, and it sure doesn't look pretty, but of course it's not done. It'll be big enough to put the base on, and I'll do that in a second. Here we go, here's the base. So it fits right in there, and it's going to be drilled, it's going to be glued, so it'll have a nice fit, and I'm just going to smooth all this up, make it a little more rounded going inside and a little bit rounded on the outside too. Now, to be honest, it's really rough, but nobody's going to see the underside, so I'm not going to worry about making it real pretty. As long as these edges are nice and smooth and I've got a really good color on this bark, love it. That's all I'm concerned about, so I think I'm done with the bottom, and it's time to turn it over and do the top. So I have smoothed the top of my mushroom cap as much as I'm going to, and I have all these cracks, which is natural for nature to do. And so I've decided that I'm going to give it another day to let it crack some more, do whatever it needs to do. And I'm going to fill all those cracks with some colored resin. That will make it really pop and look really artistic. So I will wait for another day. Okay, here's my big old mushroom cap. Got a lot of beautiful crevices in there, and I have mixed up some orange resin that has mica powder in there, so there's a little bit of pearlescence going on. I'm just going to pour this in, and hopefully it won't drip down too much. I hope I got a good barrier with the tape there. So I'll just pour it in and then let it cure, and then we'll move on from there. Back when I'm almost done. Okay, I got all my resin filled in the cracks, and I worked it until I could not work it anymore because it started drying on me. And to be honest, it looks like somebody vomited on here. But as soon as it's dry, I am going to sand it down, and hopefully all those little cracks will have been filled. And then I can sand it down and it'll look beautiful. Okay, my resin is all dry. Now I just need to sand it down. This is going to take a long time, but hopefully it'll be worth it. I have finished sanding my mushroom cap, and I have to now place this little solar panel light. I was going to put it right on the top, but my husband says, oh, you're going to see it and it's going to take away the beauty. So I think what I'll do is put it like offset to the side of the back. This is going to be the back side because I have all the cracks on the front, and I want them to stick out. So I'm going to just route out a little place for this solar panel to go, and then I will be drilling a hole to put the wire all the way through the bottom so the lights can go through the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put it right about here. I'm just going to draw the shape, and then I'll be routing it out with a little router. Okay, I have my little box carved out, and this little panel is going to fit right in there. So now this wire goes all the way through to the bottom. So what I need to do now is, with this big ass drill here, I'm going to drill all the way through here all the way to the center of the bottom. Hope it works. So now my little fairy lights will go right straight into this hole, all the way down to the other side, and then I can thread them from the underside. Before I do that, I am going to put some sanding sealer and put a top coat on the top and get the finish all done, and then I can do the finishing with the wiring and so on and so forth. Okay, the sealer's all dry. Now I'm just going to give it a spray with a couple coats of spar urethane, which is indoor-outdoor, so hopefully that'll protect it from the elements. Okay, I ran into a problem with the lights that I was going to use. I got them strung on the bottom and turned off all the lights in my garage and discovered that they're just not bright enough, and I want this to stand out. So I went ahead and bought another string of fairy lights. This one happens to be 33 feet long as opposed to the length that I had before. However, the solar panel is a little bit larger, so I'm going to increase the size of my little inset, and then I'll be able to finish up. Okay, I redid the inset. My box fits in there really nice. So now I'm going to thread it all in and get it out the bottom. It's going to take a while. Okay, now the object is to get all these lights threaded into each of my little grooves, and to secure them I'm probably just gonna dab them with a little hot glue so they'll just stay in place, and then they won't fall out. Since this is a very long string and there's quite a distance between the lights, I'm just kind of twisting the wire just to kind of double them up a little bit, and then just sticking them in there, just so that it'll be more heavily illuminated. I got all the lights in. I was able to do twice inside each groove, plus several spirals towards the center, and I have them all glued down and secure. So what's left to do now is to put my base on, and it's going to go right in there like that. Now I'm just going to attach it with a screw here on the side and a screw here on the other side.